Hello, my name is Espen with Figurines, and today we're finally finishing a tutorial about how to recognize bootleg figurines. Previously, we talked about the ones online. In the first one, we talked about how to recognize them just from looking at the page, the boxes. You can see that in the iCard. It's the first video we did. Later on, we talked about the kinds of sellers who tried to scam you out of your money on in the shops, online shops. Same for any kind of convention. What tricks and tips they use to get your money. And today we're gonna talk about you already got your figure and you're not sure if it's an original or not. Many of us get this nagging kind of feeling, and it is very natural once you buy a figurine online, not online, maybe in the physical shop, and you're like, oh my god, is this an actual figure or not? So here are some of the tips that you can kind of try and check if it's actually a good one or not. First and the foremost is matching parts, colors, and damage. Why I'm picking this one as the first one? It's because, well, this is the biggest giveaway that you can actually get when you're buying a figurine. In this case, well, any kind of mass-produced figures, they do get some damage, maybe some paint errors here and there due to displays, yada yada, but they're never up to a point that actual bootleg figurines get. Okay, so as an example, I'm gonna use my old Halloween Miku that I used to have ages ago. The biggest giveaways that she was a bootleg was actually the peg. The peg was skin colored. It was supposed to be hair color on the original one. So this single piece pegs are the biggest giveaway that she's a bootleg. She was well made. It was quite a nice figurine, but yeah, the peg. And of course she had some ugly paint errors here and there. Like the thing was not, like right here, the thing was not polished enough. You can see the paint was like just bad on this piece. On an overall okay figure, bootleg figure. So yeah, as I said, just doesn't match. The third one is like, what the hell? And now we're gonna see an exception where pegs do match. It wasn't the Santa Miku that I got in a while back. I did a video on her as well, and as you can see in the photo, the peg does match the hair as it's supposed to. Though the thing is, you're not supposed to see this peg. I'll talk about it later on. There's some, you can tell that it's actually a fake just by looking at these parts. It's a bit clipped here and there. Same for Elsa that I will be doing a review for. Her had, yeah, the hair had some very bad paint errors. Like here was big enough. This had a huge dent. And from what I've saw, I think it's probably a mold issue, because many bootlegs of this kind of figurine, they do have this spot. Another big giveaway, which was mostly for the older bootlegs, not so much for new ones, not for the new incarnations, but they used to have very ugly, very peachy faces. Let's look at my old Sakura bootleg that I used to have. I did a video on her as well. As you can see, the faces are very peachy, very shiny. Not even the neck pegs match with the actual face. It's a legacy kind of thing. It used to be on very old Androids. Nowadays, they have perfected their craft a bit more, unless the figurine, the Android or any kind of figurine is rushed. they shouldn't have this kind of peachy, not matching at all face. And here you can see Halloween Miku, the one we talked about previously. The faces are not as shiny. There are some paint errors here and there, but they are not shiny. From this face alone, it will be quite hard to say if she's a bootleg or not, though this is a bit of an off part. But at least the face and the neck tag does match. And this is the original because you can see it's completely matte. The eyes are nice. The paint job is alright. It's actually a newer quote-unquote type face. Alright, there are some other ones that I do need to talk about. It's the pegs. As mentioned previously, not the colors, yeah. But then the other one is, are the pegs sturdy enough? Again, if you're buying an Underon or any kind of figurine of any seller, and the peg breaks, it's not alone an indication that it's a bootleg, but most times or not, bootleg pegs do snap very easily. They sometimes even come in already damaged, like on my Santa Miku. This is the face that I actually had to keep. I couldn't sell it because it was completely broken. I didn't have a replacement to basically give with this face, so this face actually stayed with me. I sold the figurine super cheap during Christmas, but this one stayed with me, and to this day I cannot fit an actual peg in it. The whole ordeal with the figurine was that I couldn't fit any of the pegs, bootleg pegs or standard pegs, into this figurine. I don't know what they messed up, but it was bad. It was a very bad bootleg. I would not suggest to get this one at all. If you see this one, don't get it. I think there are better bootlegs out there for this figure, but I have not seen them myself on AliExpress. And of course, as I said, this is an original Kaito that had his hand break after a few months. People have told me to get the replacement, but it's kind of been held because I can't really find good replacements for this figure. I do have the hand, everything is fine. I have it kind of glued on. You can never really glue any kind of pieces on because of the way the plastic is on these kind of figures. So it's kind of holding together. We talked before is the mismatch, the colors. As you can see, this is Mikazuki and this is Mikazuki's peg. Different neck types. But this is for Sakura. Look at these. These are completely weird and these are very short. This is for Halloween Miku. It's far more closer to what it actually is. Though again, look at this. This is a Good Smell Company logo and many bootlegs now do have it. This ugly Sakura Miku, she did have a Good Smell Company logo on her face, while a better quality made one, Halloween Miku, didn't. And now many bootlegs have these pegs bootlegged off. It has a Good Smell Company logo on, and some are very actually close at placing those pegs in this part. It's not alone an indication that, oh, it's an original figurine just because it has the smiley face. Nope, no longer. And to be fair, they could stop putting this smiley face on their pegs, because this is usually the place, like over here, where the pegs break. It's not the other side where it's far more sturdy, but it's this side that has this marking on. But yeah. Yeah, as I said, they are improving. Better bootlegs do copy them. Let's look at the new face type. It's completely copied off. This is a bootleg Elsa. As you can see, she has the same one as Mikazuki. It was completely bootlegged off successfully. And yeah, I could interchange any other of the newer type faces with this one. Now, a very big giveaway that people kind of throw around and is kind of true to the older ones is the eyes. Okay, look at these three eyes. This one is from a bootleg Miku. As you can see, she has something in the middle, right? Same for Elsa. As nice as the eyes look, they're grainy, and they have these in the middle. But then there's Meiko. She's an actual Nendoroid from Good Smile Company, and she doesn't have any of the white stuff in the middle. Not many people kind of use it to recognize bootleg Nendoroids or Figmas, but this is actually a thing, a way how you can recognize Nendoroids. Some older ones, of course, as being bootlegs. Nowadays they have perfected, and the bootleg figurines don't have this as much, but some still do have this weird out of place white dot in the middle basically of the eye. So if you see it, it's a big giveaway that is 99% to be bootleg. Right. Now, okay, we talked about everything else above. Look at these two. Which one of these I bootleg? Both. It's actually both. As you can see, the Link figurine is way better. You don't, as I mentioned before, you don't see the weird in the middle part. This one does. It has some smudge a bit above the middle, but it's a horrible bootleg. And for the Link, it is harder to say, but the paint doesn't add up. The eyes are a bit off center. That it's supposed to be on the original one. And I got it off AliExpress for cheap. Yeah, those are getting it from AliExpress for very cheap. It is a very big giveaway, and actually, I would not suggest to get any kind of quote-unquote original figurines off AliExpress whatsoever. If you want to look for original figurines, don't do it on Chinese sites. Just don't. If you want to buy original figurines, as I mentioned in previous videos, buy it off original seller recognized pages. AliExpress is never one of those. Don't buy from AliExpress. If you want an original one, you will get scammed. I have seen some shops parading as original figurine shops when they're not, and selling figures on there. I do get that you might get like damaged one right from the place that makes them, but in that case you're better off buying an original one, a properly painted one that doesn't have paint errors. And yeah, closing thoughts. Usually you cannot tell that it's a bootleg from only one part alone. There's usually many stuff that adds up, like smudge stands, very low price, bad paint errors all over the figure. Maybe something doesn't add up. Maybe you got like same parts of like left arm or something. Yeah, that's a big giveaway. Maybe the box colors are off. There might be some Good Smile Company logos missing, any kind of your company that you other missing that you're buying from. Those are big giveaways. And yeah, I would suggest to stay vigilant when buying figurines. Do be careful, don't get scammed, and if you're looking for original figurines, always only buy from seller recognized pages. Sellers nowadays, the makers of the figurine usually have web pages dedicated where they say what they recognize and what they don't, what shops. Only buy from those. What I suggest to buy from second-hand shops, be very careful, ask for actual photos of the figurine, because I have noticed people trying to lately to sell off their bootleg figurines for a very high price, even though it's completely bootlegged, and they're kind of saying, oh, it's an original one. It's secondhand. Sure, right. So yeah, be careful. Hope this tutorial helps. It's a bit outdated by now. I have not updated it for a while, but I think it still holds up. If you want to keep up with the tutorial on all of this stuff, you can actually read it on my blog. I have a blog that I have been running for many years now, and you can look it up there. You can read. I will try to update it more, and yeah, hope it's helpful to you guys. So thank you for watching, and see you in next video. Bye bye.